We were in South Haven, and we took a walk on the beach, and all of a sudden I turned around, and he was down on one knee, and he asked me to annoy him for the rest of his life. My name's Chelsea Westra. I have a little boy named Ari.
Yeah, my name is Blake Crabb. My mother's name was Bonnie.
My name is Pat Rinalda.
I started my Be Brave event 10 years ago. We're in our 10th year.
My name is David Bronkema. I was, 10 years ago, I was 42. I was at work one day and I realized that my fine motor skills were just not what they should be.
We were going out to South Haven with some of our friends, and we have a dog, Roxy, and we dropped her off at my sister-in-law's house. Roxy kind of jumped out of the car and hit Eric's arm, and he just said it hurt so bad, like unnatural amount of pain for what had happened.
My mom, she was 58 years old. She was at the end of her nursing career, and she just thought, hey, you know what? I really need to get some lab work done. I need to be proactive with things. And 2 weeks later, we had a diagnosis.
My wife and I went and saw the neurologist, I don't know the timing, a few months later. He did some tests on me and some physical tests and said, you have Parkinson's disease.
So he finally went into the doctor, and they took the biopsy and confirmed it was osteosarcoma. Which is actually a rare pediatric bone cancer.
For my mom, at the beginning of her diagnosis, she had no symptoms. She had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, a mass in the head of the pancreas, and then she had 22 tumors throughout both lungs.
When he first got diagnosed, he went through 5 different chemos, and he had some major surgeries. Timing-wise, it was really unfortunate because I had my son, and the next week, Eric went in for those surgeries. And then he had about a year of remission or being cancer-free, and then we found out that he had some spots in his lungs. He had a full-body bone scan, and he was lit up like a Christmas tree with tumors on that scan.
When you're told you have a degenerative neurological disease that's incurable, and degenerative and incurable are not two words you want to hear go together. As I ponder that and I realize, every day is my best day because it's degenerative. It's not staying same, it's only getting worse. And being incurable, there's nothing I can do about it. The thing that flooded my mind on the way home was my kids need to understand that God is good and that they serve a God that's good all the time, not just when things are good.
When I was first seeking sponsors, because I think the uniqueness of our event is that I get sponsors to cover. And when I walked into one of the initial sponsors, it was an exercise place for women. Lapita was on the treadmill, and she was battling. You could tell she was battling. She was trying to stay healthy. She came to our first year with her whole family around her. And unfortunately, she passed away that year.
My mom fought this very aggressively. But at the 2-year mark, she had a series of scans done. The cancer spread to her liver. It spread further into her lymph nodes. And we reached a point where do we continue treatment or we preserve quality of life? The last day that my mom was with us here on this earth, it was about 7:15 in the morning when she passed. I walked in right after she had taken her last breath.
Eric needed everything I had to help him, so our parents really stepped in, and our siblings really stepped in, and Ari was raised by my sister-in-law. We missed things like the first time he crawled, on top of just not physically being able to care for both of them. It was so hard for Eric to see Ari. I think he just, he knew what was going to happen, and it was just too hard to fall more in love with our little boy by seeing him. So it was easier for him to not be there.
The hope that we bring through the Van Andel Institute and those amazing research doctors is that there's somebody out there that cares. And I think their passion for the cause, the 100% that we give them, they're using 100% of those dollars. That gives me hope that what we're doing is making a difference in this community.
During Eric's first surgery, he actually donated a portion of his tumor to Van Andel Institute for research. And Dr. Steensma, working at Spectrum as a doctor and then at Van Andel as a research scientist, he is able to actually use Eric's tumor in his research on osteosarcoma, which is very exciting. After he passed away, knowing that Eric's tumor was at Van Andel, I really wanted to get involved. It still feels like we can do something good with it and give hope to other people.
You know, it's amazing when you are somebody's main caregiver, you end up with an amazing amount of time, and you have to shift your sense of purpose. So for me, getting involved with Purple Community, getting involved, with the J Board at Van Andel Institute, it gives me the opportunity to cultivate hope.
For those who have Parkinson's, and my heart goes out. I know what they're going through, and have hope. Because there's so much going on. There's a lot of work being done to not just only find a cure, but to stop the progression, which is, again, a huge win for us, which is why Van Andel Institute is so relevant in this disease.
Purple Community has brought awareness to the Institute. Everything from school organizations to employment groups have gotten involved. And it's amazing to see the smiles on these people's faces at these events, because they know that now they're actually doing something that matters. That they can actually take action and see something come of it by raising dollars that go directly to the lab within VAI.
Hope looks different to everyone, and to me it looks like working hard so that Ari can see my dad might not be here, but look at this amazing thing that happened because of his life.